Okay, my name's Melissa Axelson. I'm the Dean of Students here at NJCTL and have been emailing with all of you over the course of starting your programs and whatnot. So it's nice to put some faces to some names. Have a couple people with us today. I have Joseph Karayuki and Kristen DeAngelis. They're two of the instructors for Field Experience. So even if they're not your particular instructor, be able to hear from them a little bit. And then also have our executive director, Bob Goodman, here. So we're going to start off. Bob's just going to say hi, and then I have a PowerPoint presentation we'll go through and then have time at the end for any questions. So, Bob, I'll pass to you.
Okay, I won't say more than just about hi, since I know everyone's got school starting and field experience, and you're taking courses from us, so life is busy. Probably some of you have kids and such, grandkids, whatever. I've got grandkids at this point. Um, but I wanted to welcome you to this field experience. It's I've heard only wonderful things about the people who go through the program, the teaching methods course and the field experience course that really matches it. The field experience is an extension of the teaching methods course. So one teaches you theory, the other assesses and helps you practice applying that theory in classroom. So it's really important to this stage of what you're doing. So I've already said more than just hi. But if you ever have any questions or concerns in your programs in any way, feel free to write me. I'm just bob at njctl.org. And I'm always happy to talk with anyone anytime. But I'll shut up now so that you guys can get about your business. But it's a pleasure meeting you all, even if just waving hi electronically. Bye bye.
Thank you, Bob. All right, I'm going to share my screen here and get it started. All right, is that showing up with the presentation now? Yeah. All right, so again, my name is Melissa Axelson. It is pretty easy for all our emails. It's just our first name at njctl.org if you hadn't noticed that before. Um, like Bob said, he is more than happy to answer any questions you have if you would like to reach out to him. So here is our agenda for today. Maybe go to the next slide. There we go. So introduce you a little more to the different coaches. We'll go over, the materials and what to use technology wise to get the videos recorded and whatnot. We do have some forms that you'll need to get filled out. So I'm going to go through this different agenda, and Kristen, Joseph, and I'll take turns there. So your coach will be your primary contact. If you're already enrolled in the course, you should have been introduced to the instructor. But basically, if you're elementary mathematics, Kristen is your instructor. Kristen that's on the call. Everyone else that's mathematics, whether it's endorsement, alternate route, master's degree, shortage area, alternate route, Audra will be your instructor. And she's your same instructor you've had for your content courses. So you're familiar with her. Joseph Kariuki is also on this call. He will be the instructor for anyone that has a science content that they're working on. And computer science is Maria Cerise, and you're already in computer science classes, so you're familiar with her as well. So, Joseph, do you mind talking about this and how they can get their recordings done? I do want to say there is three videos per course. There's two courses you're going to do, one now and then one at the second half of the year. If you are an alternate route, you do have an additional like starter video at the beginning, but this is not a heavy lift. It's just about planning it out and making sure you get it done in a good time frame. But we have some advice on that too. So, Joseph, I'll pass to you.
Yeah, so hi everyone. So regarding the materials that you're gonna need to record the three videos for this course, I've seen people go from everything from very low tech to very, very high tech. There's no need for it to be very high tech. It's just we just need to really see you and the kids teaching and learning. So it could be something as simple as a smartphone or your laptop or you're dedicated to some other kind of video recording device. And it helps if you have a Bluetooth device as well. but that's not necessary. It's not absolutely necessary. You just have to play around and, do some trial and error and see how it helps to do some trial and error to see how the video is coming out. But Bluetooth earpiece would help, but it's not absolutely necessary. As far as recording as far as loading and storing your videos, you want to use Google Drive or some other cloud storage mechanism, OneDrive, any one of those can work, whatever you're more comfortable with. Again, in terms of like the quality of the video, a mobile device bracket or tripod would be helpful. But some people could do something as simple as lean their phone on a stack of books. So I mean, it doesn't have to be very, very high tech.
Yeah,
If you do
exactly.
have trouble, you can email tech support as well.
Yes, that's a good point. So we do have tech support at njctl.org. So if you ever had issue in your course or issue taking an exam with Proctorio, maybe you'd use that email, but a group of us monitor that email, so you're more likely to get a faster response. But Joseph's point is really good there about like we're not looking for quality. We basically want to be able to hear is the most important thing. And because you're also going to upload the slides that you were using in the presentation. So don't focus on that we can't see what you're presenting with on the board because you're going to upload that for the assignment. The other thing too is like just test it out. Most people literally stand their phone up on the side of the room. It depending on the shape of your room. If your room's real long and you put it in the back, probably not going to hear you speaking and even any of the students. So a lot of times, like off to the side where you're kind of getting an angle of the students and of yourself, works out best. So, test it out and do with that. And then figure out how are you going to share these videos. They're too big to upload into the Moodle platform, the file size. So you do need to upload them into Google Drive, some other kind of cloud account. If you're not sure about that, we can help you out with that. So the first thing you're going to do is there are some video release forms. There's one you need to sign with your administration so that they know you're starting field experience and what's going on. Plus, I'll also be emailing them in the next week or so to let them know about the course and your enrollment. Everyone it should have already filled out the form that, lets you start field experience and included your principal's contact and stuff. So I'll copy you when I do that email as well. Then that way, if they have questions, they have my contact. And then the student release forms you're going to have. So there's copies of them right in the course, and I'll go into the course in a moment where you just click on the links. If you're not in the course right now and you need to wait another week or so to enroll for whatever reason, you can also email me and I'll just email you the forms so you can get started on those right away. You really want to establish a goal of at least getting like about half of the class. You're again, if you're in a middle school or high school setting and teaching 5 sections of students, just pick one that you're going to video. So you only need to do the release forms with that one group. You don't have to have all of your students, but give it a few days to meet your students, decide what class it is that you want to record in, and give them the video. If sometimes it's hard. We know it's hard to get stuff back from the students. So some of the things you can do is, adjust their seat. Obviously, my cat is very interested in field experience today too. You can adjust their seat, and especially if you're like filming off to the side, you probably could have a group of students still in the room, but they're just out of the video. So if you have any issues with that, you can reach out to me or to your instructor, and we'll help you figure that out. The course numbers, sometimes this gets a little confusing, so I do like to point this out. Everyone's going to see it in Moodle as MET 6102, and then the second one, MET 6104, but your transcripts will reflect the codes, based shown here on this slide, depending on your program. So that is what will be on your transcripts. So when you're getting the course approved, if you're doing tuition reimbursement, you're probably going to put it in with this full name at the bottom. So if you need your receipt to match the same or vice versa, like we can help you with that when it comes time to submit for tuition reimbursement. So I just want to put that out there that you'll see them in those regards. Um, this course is set up a little bit differently. You all did teaching methods course, so you might have noticed like you couldn't get to the last assignment until you submitted everything else and it was graded. So because we had a lot of people skipping around. So same thing has happened in this course in the past where people try to just upload all three videos at one time. So we kind of blocked it that you're going to be able to see all the assignments and you'll understand what is required in the different uh, submissions because each submission is focusing on a different part of the lesson. And they're all just going to be snippets, 10, 15 minutes. We give you a guideline. You're not uploading a 45-minute, hour-long class period. You're just doing parts of it. So the idea is you submit your assignment, you wait for a grade and feedback, and then you can move on. Because if you go ahead and record all of your videos, we might make some suggestions in the first one that you would have followed through for the second and the third one, but it has that there. And as in all of our programs, if you're ever unhappy with a grade, you always can redo a video. You just have to let your instructor know so they can revert the assignment to draft mode so you can actually resubmit it. So there is a little bit of writing in this course. Again, nothing that's going to have citations or anything like that or be any fancy. You're just writing in the text box in the course. So the first one is a short introduction, initial prompt, so that your instructor knows, what grade levels you're teaching for that school year, what the class, describe the class a little bit that you're going to be recording and things like that. So that's just an initial thing. And then you upload the signed release forms. And then you have 3 short pre-video submission prompts and the 3 videos and a reflection paper. So again, it's in APA style just for formatting. That one you're actually like typing up and then submitting. But everything else you're just typing in the text box, just answering some questions. And you'll see that when you're in the course. And then the videos, I've kind of said this already. There's 3 of them. There's specific requirements for time. You can edit if you need, but I also want to say it's not required to edit. If you start the camera like the beginning of the class or your video at the beginning of the classroom, and then you only want us to start watching from minute 10 to minute 20, don't worry about editing the video. Just say that. Just put that in your submission when you type up and give a little background about it. All right. So that goes there. Kristen, can you talk a little bit about the grading and the
Sure.
rubric there for this rubric?
Yep. So for all assignments, the rubric is right in Moodle for you to reference. And as we are grading your assignments, your videos, your reflections, that is what we are using. So your feedback, you will see, is often broken down by content, the depth of reflection, evidence and practice, and writing quality. And for the most part, you'll have notes. So if points were deducted, it'll say right there why points were taken off. Like Melissa said before, if you aren't happy with the grade, you can always redo it and use the feedback right from your rubric to make revisions for future.
Yeah, and
I know a lot of us. Go ahead, Melissa.
if you may not even realize, you do get an email notification every time anything is graded in Moodle. If you click on that link, it takes you into the assignment, and that's when you'll see the feedback. So if you're like only looking in the grade book or the grades and not actually clicking to go back to the assignment, you're not seeing the feedback your instructor is giving you. So sorry, Kristen, go ahead.
No, that's okay. And sometimes I know for myself, like on the rubric, there is a little comment at the end. Like I'll make additional comments in there for like the reflections. They're kind of off on the side. The other ones, your actual videos, like right under underneath each section. We can put the comments for you. I know for myself and all the other instructors, just reach out to us as well. Like sometimes it's easier to have a conversation. I know polling gets a little tricky for some people. We are happy to meet with you and go over it as
Yes,
well.
but exactly, good point, before you even record the video.
Yes.
So, and okay, I know we're asynchronous, right? But pretty much the vast majority of you on this call have certification requirements, goals tied to your program. So we really want to help you meet them. And we really find it now that you are able to do field experience, you really want to get it done this school year. So if you stick with these general guidelines here for field experience one and then field experience two, you would do in, like January to May, so that you can definitely do it during this school year. You're going to go through all the trouble of getting the video release form signed with students from this year. You don't want to have to carry it over into the next school year. Plus, once you're in there, you'll see, if you just plan it out, again, you're teaching already. So you're just picking a day where you're like, okay, I think next week on Tuesday, I can film video one because I'll be demonstrating, the skill from that one in a good spot. So this is posted at the top of the course, so you can refer back to it. And notice we allowed time, like you do the pre-submission for video one and get that in by September 27th. Give your instructor time to get you feedback. They're going to answer you on that in 24 to 48 hours, and then do your video in case they give you some suggestions before you record it. I will say, 24 to 48 hours of grading is our standard. However, with the videos and especially with putting deadlines in there, your instructor could end up getting, 10 submissions on the same day and not be able to get through all those videos. So you may have a little bit longer feedback time in there. So I just wanted to warn you of that. So any questions so far? I'm gonna log into Moodle. So while I'm doing that, if anyone wants to unmute and ask any questions, so I can show you the actual course.
One question. So you were saying that like if you get for the two different field experiences, getting the release assigned, we're semesterized, so I'm gonna have to do it twice regardless.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I mean,
Unfortunately,
am I
yes.
thinking, no, that's fine. I'm just making sure I'm understanding. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Anyone else?
I have a question about editing.
Yes.
So I'm a bilingual teacher, and I have like newcomer students, like new to the country, where their first language is not English. Is there any software that's recommended for like typing out the subtitles?
What remind me which subject you're in?
Math?
Okay.
Are you talking about the subtitles to the video?
Correct.
So on YouTube, they can see them in any language. Is
So are you
that?
talking about your video that you're going to be recording?
Yeah, my submission.
Oh,
Yeah, I think maybe you and I can touch base offline, but instead of having Audra grade you, I might have Maria because Maria knows Spanish. So that might be the easiest thing. But also, if you uploaded your video to YouTube, and just kept it private, but then Audra could turn the subtitles on in YouTube and it would automatically be there. So you and I'll talk offline and we'll figure that out. But Maria also is a math instructor, has a math background, so I may just do that.
Thank you.
All right. But that is a very good question. All right. So once you're in the course, you're gonna have the little snapshot there of some suggested dates for you. And you might notice and say, wow, this course doesn't have many assignments. If I look at the course completion progress bar, I've only got a few things there. but it's because the things are not opened up, so they're not showing there for you yet. But when you come down and look through, you'll be able to see everything. So I'm just going to close it all to start there. We do have some helpful things here at the top. This how-to video, Audra made that, and that's pretty good. Shows you how to create and upload links. So if you need help with that. End of teaching methods with Kristen, you had the teacher self-reflection checklist. So we do refer back to that. So you might want to make sure you have that open. There are rubrics are here, as students said, as Kristen said, and the syllabus. As soon as I get a recording from this video, I'll upload the recording and I'll put the PowerPoint here too, so you can refer back to it. But let's take a look at these video rubrics. So each video for the three have pretty specific rubric here for you that you're able to take a look at. And this first one is on short dynamic direct instruction. And we'll open the assignment in a moment and take a look at what that looks like. But these are the different things that the instructor is looking for. Then the third one goes over formative assessment and student polling. And the last one is facilitating classwork, homework, or labs using social constructivism. So you can see just some sections of, what's required. So definitely look at that before you start your first video. We do have some exemplar video links for math and for science there you can take a look at. But the first reflection, just introduce yourself pretty easy. And when you go to say add submission, it's just the online text box. So again, it's just no stress there, just so you can do that as soon as you're able to. We ask you get it done at least by the 22nd. And then the forms, the links to the forms are right in here. And then when you go add submission, so it's the online text box. So if you want to just scan all the forms and upload them, and put a link to a Google Drive folder or Dropbox file or whatever, you can, or you can also upload the files. Most of the copiers in a school, you can take the whole stack and put on the top and scan it to PDF and probably just email it to yourself. And that's probably the easiest thing for you to do. But if you don't know how to do that, check with somebody in your office and they can help you out. So those two will be, pretty easy for you to get done. And then in here, I went ahead when I did the last orientation and I did this first submission so that they would see, I'd be able to show in here, again, you could copy these 5 questions here and paste it in your text box and just write your answers in between. Okay, so a lot of times, and I'm sure Kristen and Joseph will agree with me, people are losing points because they're just not answering all the questions. So feel free to do that and just paste it right in there. Once you get a grade for that, this will open up for the video. All right. And when you say add submission, you're just going to have that text box and you literally just paste in that link of where the video can be accessed. And then what's the part in here that everyone also forgets to do, Kristen? This number 5, right?
Yeah.
5, 6.
Mhm.
So this gets left off a lot. People just want to add the link to their video and forget that they're supposed to reference which elements of the teacher self-reflection checklist they feel they highlighted, anything you feel like you want to improve for the next time, and then also the link to your presentation slides from our free teaching materials that you would use. Okay.
Melissa, to add to that, and Joseph, chime in if you find this as well. I often find for number 5, the reflection points are lost when there's not a personal connection with the video. It's just I want to improve direct instruction and leave it like that. Or really giving more of that reflection so we understand that you've thought about your practices. What will you do differently? and give examples of
Yeah,
that.
not just like improve. Yeah, that good point, you know.
Yeah.
So, don't forget those parts. And then once you would hit, I'm just gonna save it here. So now when I go back out to the course, I can see, I don't have anything else. You know what I did? I did the other thing that people do a lot. It's not showing yellow as it was done because I only left it in draft. So you got to remember to officially hit submit and say continue so that now I get that green that it's submitted for grading because when I go back out here, I can see that it's yellow so that the instructor needs to grade it. And again, the
And
next,
just to add one small thing in terms of like what to watch out for, common things that are missed. With that first video, there's a transition that you're supposed to show, and that
yes,
often like you just show yourself transitioning from direct instruction to formative assessment. You don't really have to facilitate the question, but just show yourself transitioning. So that's often missed. So you can remember that.
good point, Joseph. And then now I'm in
One
here.
sec, can I add on Joseph's there when he said like you don't have to, you're not scored on your formative assessment, but if you add the questions in, if we can say them, we can provide feedback for your next lesson if you want it without it being really scored.
Good point, because this next video in module 3, the second video, is for the formative assessment. So that can help you out there. But notice how, see, it's telling me it's not available. So it's not going to be available until that's marked for me. But I can still see the whole requirement. All right. We do have a webinar and tips this here. Um, Look, I think we need to edit this. Look, we're behind. This is from remote learning. I don't think we're doing that. So we'll have to get that out of there. But you can see the whole assignment, same for the third video. Plus then you have access. That's why we posted the rubrics at the top. And then the end is just a final reflection here. And basically, in that, this is really asking you to reflect on student grading that you learned about in teaching methods and how have you been able to implement any of our suggestions in your current situation? We know some people are tied to district grade distributions and things like that, but this is just your chance to talk about that. Um, this is new that we started doing last year, this required text survey. So, Joseph, you want to talk about that? I know you did quite a few of them last year.
Yeah, just when you finish your final paper, there's just a survey, a pretty straightforward survey that you have to finish before your grade is finalized. Just it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah,
Um,
so we're basically kind of, since we're not in the classroom with you and only seeing, the pieces in the video, just trying to get a feel for how comfortable you are with technology. And then, if do you improve, like how do you perceive yourself and how does your instructor perceive that you are comfortable with technology? And then we have a neat thing, it'll like match up your answers to the instructor's answers and, see how they line. And then you'll do another one at the end of the a second field experience. So yeah, I think that's it for taking a look at the course online. I do have one other piece in the slides that I would like to show for a moment. So let me get that back up and then we will leave it open for any questions that anyone has. Okay, so we did that one. So because I pretty much think everyone on the call here today is New Jersey. On a quick glance, yes, I think that it is. So I just wanted to point out a few things about certification. Okay, if you're in the program to lead to either an endorsement or an initial certification, I just want to make a few really good points. When you get to the end of a program, do not go into NJ Ed Cert and apply for the certification on your own. We have to make the nomination on our end. If you go in and do it yourself and pay for it, you're going to have to pay for it again when we do it. All right. So I can't stress that enough because we keep having this happen. And usually we cannot even get a credit back for the person for their one they applied for on their own. All right. So for those of you in the add-on endorsement, meaning you already have an initial certification, once you complete phase 1, you're going to get your add-on CE if you're in physics, chem, bio, or math. Okay. And then when we'll make that nomination, your district will convert it to your provisional. So I think pretty much everyone on here that's in that situation, you had to finish your phase 1 courses by now so that you can start field experience and get this add-on CE. Okay. Now, then I have my alternate route people. For those of you that were in the shortage area program and came to us without your initial CE, all right, you've completed your CE, the phase 1 courses, and earned your CE and passed the praxis. You've either completed or you're very close to completing 6121, the course that Kristen teaches. That gets you your 50-hour verification of program completion. And then you continue with the rest of the program and teach for 2 years. You can finish our program faster than that, but you have to have 2 years of successful teaching in a 3-year period to convert to your standard. So traditional alternate route's the same, except you already have your CE. You come to us with your CE and you start with the teaching methods course. All right. So again, some of you there, I do see a couple names on here that I know are not done this 50-hour teaching methods course. Even if you did this 50-hour course with another institution before you came to us, you can't move on to field experience until you finish this course because it's a prerequisite for the videos and understanding what we're asking of you in field experience. All right, so just wanted to throw that out there.
Excuse me, Melissa, if you are in the boat where you have not finished the initial course, about an estimate time do you have to finish so you can still do field experience in time?
If you finish you know by the end of September, I think you could still get field experience 1 done by winter break. If not, maybe push the 3rd video to the beginning of January because things get hectic towards the end of December. So I think you're okay. But if you go much past September, you know, it's going to be tough. And again, depending on your certification needs, depends on how fast you need to get it done too, because everyone has a different situation there. So feel free to unmute yourself either way. And, you know, but if you're comfortable and don't have any other questions at this time, feel free to hop off. But anyone that wants to stay and ask some more questions or listen, feel free. Susan's not here. Kristen or Joseph, do you have anything else you wanted to add that I might have not said?
No, just looking forward to working with everyone. And so,
Same, Tracy. I know you are elementary, so we can touch base too. Some of the deadlines we can work with as well in elementary.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's a little different too because you're already certified in what you're teaching. So you're like adding the master's degree. So you're already certified in what you're teaching. So you're like adding the master's degree. So I'm double talking. I'm double talking.
I was just gonna ask if I need to follow up probably like one-on-one about where I'm at or not at in the methods course. So, Kristen, I didn't know if you had time after this or if I should plan on finding. I know you have office hours. I forget what they are.
I could
We can
put the
touch
two.
base.
I could put the two of you
Yeah,
in the breakout room right now if you want.
that's perfect for me.
I
We
could
can
put the
touch
two.
base.
I could put the two of you
Yeah,
in the breakout room right now if you want.
That would
that's perfect
great.
for me.
All right, I'm assigning it now.
Um, my district applied for a provisional from their end.
Okay.
Uh, so I just have like uh to finish the last like module 17, and then how long after that would the VOPC go through?
Pretty quickly.
Okay.
So yeah, as soon as Kristen emails us the final grade, then I'll
Mhm.
send you a short form that just because we need some other information that we don't already have for you to fill out, and then that'll come from Susan on my end. She'll email that directly to you, and you can pass that right on to your district.
So the district puts that in, not
Yes, because you already have your CE, correct?
yes.
Yes, so then they put that in, but since you already have your provisional, could you do a 50-hour course somewhere else?
So I'm finishing my 50-hour course with Kristen. I just have like
Oh, okay. So yeah,
yeah.
so you don't have your provisional yet because the
No.
district as soon as you give them the form, they know what to do.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's no additional fee or anything. It's just a conversion thing. And then that starts the clock on how long your provisional will be good till for 2 Julys from now. So it'll expire in July 31st of 2027.
Alrighty, sounds good.
You'll have that long to finish the program.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate all the information.
You're welcome.
Hey Melissa, so I just had a question. So I have like a kind of like requirement. So I've been like teaching for like I already taught last year. I have like a requirement
Yeah.
for like curriculum that I'm supposed to use. And so I was just wondering, like in terms of
Yeah, I totally
so
know
like
where you're going. That happens. You're required to use district approved curriculum. We just
Mhm.
ask that you integrate our materials when you can, and for the videos, I mean, it's all going to line up to some degree with
Okay.
what you
Yeah.
have. So
Okay.
hopefully, it shouldn't be an issue in there. And
Okay.
then, you might find that, okay, I have to use this curriculum, but you could always be using our formative assessment questions, in
Mm,
every class
for
kind of thing
sure.
too. So
For sure.
if you have
Okay.
trouble
Yeah.
looking for a topic, remind me what's your subject you're in?
Seventh grade math. I mean K-12 math. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Audra definitely would point. She knows like where everything is in math. So if you were
Yeah.
said, okay, this is my subject, this is my topic I have to teach first, like she'll
Yeah.
point you to our stuff. So
Cool.
right away. So yeah, you can either email her or she'll set up a time to meet with you to go over that. So
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
you're welcome.
Mm.
Anthony, did you have any questions?
Yes, my district is asking me to pay for my certification, or what do I have to pay for ahead of time?
Yeah, you have to pay to get the add-on CE in physics.
Okay,
So whenever you're adding any certain new certification, you have to pay the NJDOE for that.
okay, so how much is that?
I don't really know off the top of my head. It's anywhere between 100 and 170. It's somewhere around there.
Okay, and so do I do that now or?
But I'm pretty sure we made your nomination already for
Okay,
that. So you should log into your NJ Ed Cert account and you'll be able to see the payment there. You should have gotten an email with a link to click on to pay. But if not, if you log into the New Jersey certification system, and if you haven't logged into that before, you have an account. Don't try to make a new one. If you
okay,
can't get in, you just have to call the DOE and they'll tell you what email address your account was under.
Okay.
So, but yeah, don't make a new account, but they'll find it there. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Susan did the nomination for that for you already. So,
All right. Thank you.
all right, you're welcome, Anthony.
Good night, everyone. You are.
All right, bye, Bob.
Bye. See you later. Bye. It's good seeing you, Joseph, and good meeting everyone. Bye-bye. Bye.
Thank you.
Julia, did you have a question? Go ahead.
I did. It kind of went with the curriculum. I got placed, I usually teach fifth grade,
Mm-hmm.
but now I am in a pull-out fifth grade classroom teaching students, but they're on a third grade level.
Mm-hmm.
Would that be okay with
Oh, yeah.
Field? That'll work. Okay.
It's fine. Yeah. For your situation, the grade level doesn't matter. It's fine.
Okay. Perfect. And even if it's only like 4 students,
Yeah.
it's not,
Yeah.
it's because
Absolutely.
it's pull-out. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, and you might be doing your polling different, that they're writing on whiteboards, or something like that, or, anything, whatever works in your situation will be fine.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay.
And also, do we get this, the recording of this meeting, just so we have the slides and everything?
Yeah. I'm going to post it in the top of the course
Oh, perfect. Thank you so much.
and it'll be there. All right.
Great. Thank you.
Have a good rest of the day.
Thanks, you too.
Should there be like a relation between the videos? What I mean by that, so I teach 7th and 8th grade math, so should all my videos be only 7th grade, like the beginning of the unit, or kind of?
It doesn't matter. For ease in getting the video release forms back, you could just do one class, or maybe you give it out to multiple classes, and whatever one you get the most from is the one you video. And then just stick with that class. But yeah, you can be at any point in your curriculum, your unit. It doesn't have to be continuous, because you're going to do the first video and then it's going to be a couple of weeks before you do the second video. So you're obviously going to be in a different place teaching, and that's fine.
Okay, and I used Socrative back in the spring, so
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll use it again.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
because that's the technology that.
Joseph loves that. That's what he uses all the time too.
Okay, perfect. All right.
So
Thanks. Thank you.
But I'm pretty sure I'm gonna just double check with Maria, and I'll get back to you after the weekend on that for sure, and let you know if she'll be your instructor instead of Audra, just for the ease of the Spanish.
Okay, sounds good. All right. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Joseph. Thank you. Did you see my cat? He wouldn't stop coming in front, and then he started changing
Yeah, I
the
saw.
sides. Now he's passed
I
out,
help him.
down asleep next to me.
That's the new assistant.
Yeah, because
Okay,
it's dinner time. He wants dinner.
yeah.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Let's see. Oh, Kristen is still in there, so I will not end it. All right. Chat with you later.
Right, take care.